ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Pulse Sports Pregame. My name is Mark Kinyanjui or Kinyawai.
I'm Usuru Evans, ukipenda niite ambassador wa Chelsea.
And of course, this weekend is the big one. It's Arsenal against Chelsea. I don't know if I should call it the big, because Chelsea are just blue people rembeshaing the pitch. First of all, before we continue, what is affecting Chelsea as a club from your perspective as the number one ambassador?
I think Chelsea's biggest issues revolve around the tactical adjustment currently being deployed by the coach. You look at how the Chelsea setup currently in terms of their formation. To me, I see some sort of there is no adequate information being given to the players. You look at the way Cole Palmer currently plays is out of form completely. You look at the likes of Enzo Fernandez, the assistant captain. It seems like is being pushed to play further forward when he needs to play a double pivot with Moses Caicedo. So defensively, Chelsea have got lots of problems. I think there is a general lack of personality and commitment in that team. The desire is no longer there. Yes.
But for me, I think personally, Cole Palmer, comparing how he played last season to how he played this season, I know this season Maresca has given him a more central role to try and influence the game more and to try and create room for the many wingers that you signed, the likes of Pedro Neto, Noni Madueke on the right, the likes of Jadon Sancho on the left. Maybe the idea is to try and give him a free role. But I've noticed, as much as up until recently where he stopped getting goals and assists, I think he actually missed a penalty against Leicester.
Yes.
I noticed when you play him on the right under Pochettino, he was actually more influential, and you could tell that he was influencing the game in a positive way, not just with his numbers, but also with the way he's taking on players, the way he was creating space for
the way he brings others
into play. Last season, I remember Reece James didn't play a lot, so you really had to rely on this French guy, this backup. Malo Gusto, and he actually impressed last season. So this season, playing him in a more central role, yes, he still gotten goals and assists, but you can tell he's kind of limited in a way, and I think it's sort of dragged the team back. I understand the need for Maresca to want to have wingers that stretch the play, but at the same time, you need to play to your players' strengths if you want to get back to where you are, because at this rate, I feel like Chelsea is going to get to a position where Champions League was looking like a prospect. Even before that, the title was looking like a prospect. But right now, you find yourself on the risk of only settling for the Europa League.
I think that one boils down to positional play. Because you look at how Cole Palmer played under Pochettino initially. He was creating, scoring, and tormenting defenses at will. But under Maresca, there is some sort of rigidity in the way he wants his team to play, the way he sets the way he sets up his team. Now, playing Palmer in a more central role means that he's going to be earmarked as being the creative kingpin at Chelsea. He's going to be the center of attraction in any given match. So that role of roaming is some sort of being denied. So for me, I prefer him being given that playing as more of a number 10 and a half, being dragged more of on the right wing, such that he cuts with his super left foot coming inside.
But speaking of
yes.
But speaking of that lack of creativity, give me your prediction, your starting lineup, predicted Chelsea lineup as we wind up, and then I'll give the Arsenal one as we wind up.
I think for Chelsea, it's going to be a tricky one, considering that the emergence of Wesley Fofana from the injury, having played like 60 minutes against Leicester in the previous match, complicates the matrix. Because you look at how Chelsea set up in that match, it was more of a back three, because Fofana was playing on the far right. Then Tosin was central. Then Colwill was
on the left.
So I prefer I prefer Chelsea setting for a back three. We play at 3-4-3 formation, but it depends with which sort of double pivot the coach is going to deploy. The back three should consist of Fofana on the right, Tosin on the at the center, then Colwill on the left. Although I still have question marks regarding Tosin because he lacks pace. The moment you leave him by a single step, that is the end of it.
That's the end of it.
In central midfield, if Reece James, the captain, is past fit, I prefer double pivot of Reece James and Moses Caicedo because Reece James offers the vision and the defense splitting passes that Chelsea have been lacking in, previously. Although his natural position is being on the right back. Then further forward, I'll prefer Cole Palmer to play on the right, cutting inside with his left foot. Enzo Fernandez to play the free role of number 10. Then I'm not a fan of Jadon Sancho. Instead, I'll go for Tariq George, the academy guy. Up front, without Nicholas Jackson, the only option that Chelsea remain with should be Christopher Nkunku. But maybe the coach might opt to start with Pedro Neto because Neto has played as a false nine in some 2 or 3 matches. I think that is the most probable Chelsea lineup. And then in the, at goal, don't forget that as much as we lack options, because you look at Sanchez and you look at the second choice goalkeeper, they are more or less the same.
And is your left back Cucurella?
Cucurella should be on the left wing back.
Then because that's a weird lineup. Okay, you've said Sanchez in goal, Tosin center, Fofana as an inverted right back. Then Colwill, then Cucurella, then Reece James and Moses Caicedo. Then Enzo Fernandez in the 10. Jadon Sancho, Tariq George on the left. Cole Palmer on the right, and then Neto on the 9. Neto in the 9.
Either Christopher Nkunku or Pedro Neto.
For me, as I wind up, I think I'm going to say in goal is going to be David Raya. Then at the back, we are going to see Jurien Timber. We are going to see at right back, we're going to see Saliba and Gabriel as usual in the 4-5. In the 4-5. On the left, I think we are going to have a look at who. On the left, we are going to have a look at, I think he's going to go for Ricardo Calafiori and bench Miles Lewis-Kelly. Then in midfield, we are going to have a look at Thomas Partey. We're going to have a look at Declan Rice. We're going to have a look at Odegaard, who in my opinion should be dropped, but we have no choice. Up front, he's going to stick with Merino. He's going to stick with Merino up front. He's going to play Nwaneri on the right, and he's going to play Leandro Trossard on the left. But for me personally, I'd alter things. I'd prefer Leandro Trossard to play as a false number 9.
Exactly.
For that one, I'd prefer even starting someone like Kieran Tierney on the left, just to stretch the play and allow for Ricardo Calafiori to make those kind of underlapping runs. That's what I'd do, because I'd have now to mix it up, because Raheem Sterling has not proven, and anyway he can't play anyway, he's ineligible.
Where have you placed Thomas Partey?
Thomas Partey is in the 6 as usual. So I think that's how I'm going to set up the team. And then Nwaneri will start. So guys, thank you so much for tuning to us. What do you make of the game? Give us your prediction in the comment section below. Do you agree? Let us know. I've been yours, Mark Kinyanjui or Kinyawai.
Usuri Evans, ambassador wa Chelsea mwenyewe.
Till next time, Majama. Out.
Bye bye.